All right. It is a very clear and chilly Tuesday. Hey, is the Mexican coming?
Yes.
Okay. I briefly forgot her name. She must come from dirt poor. I give her every Christmas. I give her like $200, and she would not just blow me. If I made a move on her, when I give her the $200 for Christmas, if I made a move on Selma, there's nothing I couldn't do to her. She wouldn't report if I raped her. She would not. I could do anything I want. I could tie her up and leave her here for a week, and just tell her family she left. I don't know what happened.
Who would clean the place?
And then when I untied her, she would just go, "That's great. Thank you, Mr. Artie." I always want. I mean, if I was a little bit attracted to her, because she's divorced, I think her husband's like an abusive Mexican. He could be an abusive Irish guy. I'm assuming he's Mexican. I looked at the kids just now. They look very Mexican. She has a 10-year-old that speaks fluent English. I got to talk to the kid when I want to do over figures, like she wants a raise or something. I just give her a raise. Whatever. I don't care what. I'll pay her double. It's $70 a week. The kid goes, "Oh, my mom." He talks like a valley girl. The kid, very attitude, like an American attitude. And the mother, she's such a sweetheart. Is she not the sweetest person in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if the mother didn't speak English, that's a great negotiating tactic. Have a 10-year-old.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. I got to talk to the kid, and I go, "So what does she want?" It goes, "Maybe another $10." I go, "Fine, whatever. That's whatever." Like, cause sometimes she's been with me for 15 years.
And an Xbox.
You could leave.
I was going to say she wants to be paid in candy bars.
I could leave an Xbox. I could leave a Cartier $15,000 watch. She would not. She's honest and just a sweet person. And whenever my manager threatened to, years ago, because I said something about him on the air, Peter. Ultimately, that's why I left. He threatened to go out, get out of my life. And then what? He goes, "Then what are you going to do?" I go, "Do you really want an honest answer to that? What am I going to do? What do you do for me now?" One time he said to me, it was his birthday, and he got all mad. We were in L.A., and I said, "Oh, it's your birthday? I'll buy you a cheeseburger." I know it was your birthday. And then I bought him a cheeseburger, and he goes, real sarcastic. He goes, "Well, thanks for my big birthday gift." I go, "Oh, Pete, I didn't tell you about the other part of your birthday gift?" He goes, "No." I go, "It's the $180,000 I'm going to give you this year for making me flight reservations once." That's my other part. That's the other part of my gift, asshole. So I said to him, "Okay, I'll have an honest conversation with you. You get 10% of my money. My maid is $70 a week. If someone said to me, you have to get rid of one of those people in your life, you wouldn't have a shot. You would not have a fucking shot. She's way more important. Way more important. She does my fucking laundry." What do you do? What do you do? I would pass on the Mindy Project arc. What do you? He does nothing for me. He doesn't even make flight reservations. I got Tim for that. And when I try to get him on the phone for something, he's not there. My life would get better without you. These managers, what a fucking racket. My new one wants 10% of my stand-up money. I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me. You're going to get an email instead of Tim?" Think about it. UTA's not emailing Tim. They're emailing you instead. So you're getting 10% of my money. Fuck off. I said, "Listen, okay, you want to do that? Fine. You have not seen anger. If I'm in Pittsburgh and I can't get into my fucking room and I call you and you're at a fucking pool party in Long Island with your dopey kids, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to come home and get off the plane. I'm going to drive to your house and kill you in front of your kids. That's how mad I'm going to be.
Have the maid clean it up.
Have the maid manage you is what I'm thinking. The maid and her 10-year-old son.
I want her kid to manage me.
Yeah.
I'd go, "I don't know. You have to call the kid."
What does Artie want? I don't know. Maybe another 10 grand?
Yeah, another $10. They'll get me another $10. On paper, Richard Jenny went to Brillstein Gray, before he shot himself in the head. And he said to Brillstein Gray, the biggest, technically most successful management company in the world that everybody wants to be with back then. Jenny said, "I want a list of everything you do for me all day. I want you to make a list of, at least 3 things that you've done for my career." And they go, "No." They weren't even willing to have an assistant make it up. Make something up. They blatantly said no. And, they got back-end money and fucking, Full House. What do they give a shit? So Jenny said, "I'm leaving." They're like, "Okay, we won't take your Houston Improv money." They're such asswipe. I mean, they're so evil. Nothing. I'm giving them money for nothing. The agent books the gig. You know, he wasn't. My new manager wasn't around when I was, making a name for myself. So Pittsburgh Improv calls them. They don't even call. And I can play a theater there, so they're not even doing their job. I don't get a theater. You know why? Because their other dickhead client wants to play the Improv. So guess what? Fat fuck here has to do 5 shows. I'll get Artie to do it. And then will you book Asswipe McGee? Because he can't play a theater. And if Artie has a heart attack and dies, I don't care. As long as Asswipe McGee gets in. Because he's younger. Got a good jawline. He doesn't have a mantra that has the N-word in it. I'll get violent. I'll get physical. I'll end up in fucking jail for 10% of my Pittsburgh money. Do you have a manager?
Me? Yeah, I work with managers occasionally on projects, and I'll give them a cut
you
on
want
the
one
project.
You seek a manager?
No. I work with managers when they bring me work.
Why don't you want a manager?
Because they want 10-15% across the board.
Nobody said to you, there's no person in your life that said gives you a positive side of a manager, like they get your work or they have contacts and stuff like that.
If a manager's job should be to get you an agent, and that agent should be able to get you.
And then what? Then you fire the manager, right?
Then you're stuck with both.
What does he do after that? They want 10% of your life, gross, not off the top, gross. So the agent takes the money, and then the manager doesn't take 10% of that. He takes 10% of what the agent takes. It's unbelievable. It wouldn't work. The other thing I said to him, I said, okay, we'll bring a third party in. A third party who's a finance person. And we'll give them all the information and see what they say. Do I have to pay this guy? Not one person would say, you owe this guy money for your stand-up. No one. I go, you sell a show or something. If you do something after I sign, that's work. I'll pay you for that. I resent that too, but I'll pay you for it. You don't want to work. That's not a short thing. I gotta work. I gotta fly to I have to physically fly to these cities. He doesn't get on a plane. That manager Peter that I bought the cheeseburger for. I'm playing a club called Boca Nuts in Boca Raton before it was the New York Comedy Club. Al Martin bought it. It was still Boca Nuts. It was Labor Day weekend. It was 400 degrees. The air conditioning didn't work in my room, and I was really in a bad way. The flight was delayed. I had to be on stage in 20 minutes, so I called Peter up. Couldn't get him on the phone. I didn't know what I wanted him to do. He was 3,000 miles away. I wanted to yell at somebody. I wanted someone to calm me down. I couldn't get him on the fucking phone. Whole weekend I can't get him on the phone. Monday morning, I get back to Los Angeles. I'm on my way to do a network read-through with Norm Macdonald for that show, and I finally get a call from him. And he goes, this is what he says to me. He goes, Artie, I'm sorry I couldn't get back to you. I hope everything worked out great. Guess who scored a ticket for the Emmys? That's what he said. I said, how many guesses do I have, Pete? He didn't call me because I said, how'd you get into the Emmys? I said, first of all, this is embarrassing. Your biggest client was in Boca Raton with no air conditioning. You're at the Emmys like a contest winner. How about a little strut in your step? Well, could you imagine if I was at the airport sweaty because I couldn't shower at the fucking no water pressure La Quinta Inn in Boca Raton? And you imagine if I saw him in the back of the red carpet waving over like Helen Hunt's shoulder, all fucking excited. I'm here, guys. He goes,
whatever happened to Helen Hunt?
We're technically in show business. I said, what lucky designer got the privilege of sewing 3 tuxedos together so you could fucking fit in it? Big guy.
He's still in the business?
Yeah, he's unbelievably successful. He's worth like $1 billion. The last straw was I said something. I know what I said. He managed Earthquake too, and Earthquake came on our show and said he wasn't getting work outside of stand-up. And I said, "Who's?" And they said Peter's his manager. I go, "Well, that's why. He sucks." Howard thought he could sue us for that, and Peter sent me a letter, he was a little mad, so he fired me. That was in 2007, and then he went on like a fucking run. Key and Peele. He has Key and Peele. And some writer that the writers who that show New Girl, the Zoe Dashay now, who I met doing that movie Elf. Oh my God, I wanted to fuck her. She was singing that song she sings in the shower. She was rehearsing it. She was adorable. She wouldn't even look at me. I think she thought I was like putting in the cable or something. But
she wouldn't let you put in the cable.
Then I had my lines, and she saw I had lines in the movie. Still didn't impress her. So that show, New Girl, they created that. That's his 5th season. He's got like Jerry Bruckheimer money. It all came after me. I burned a lot of bridges with this guy. That's the guy I told you the story about the pancakes. You know that story?
Yeah, I love this story though.
Where I'm at a. He talks me into going to a meeting in the morning. At like 6 a.m. on a Saturday. I said I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I had a gig that I said this is very important. It's a NBC executive, and he has an idea. He wants to offer you this show. And he can't tell me what it is. He has to go a breakfast meeting because he has to go back to L.A. So he talks me into just the 3 of us. It's me, Peter, and this insanely effeminate executive. He would say a joke that would bomb, and then he would yell in the middle of the restaurant, "But what do I know? I'm a gay Jew from Scarsdale."
I gotta remember that. That's how you bail out of a bomb?
Yeah, yelled it out. You want to write that down?
Yeah, what do I know?
What, a gay Jew from Scarsdale.
Gay
Loud.
Jew from Scarsdale.
So Scarsdale's money, too. So he's Jewish, gay, and money. A guy I really relate to. So he pitches this show. The show was before Saturday Night Live came on the air. They would show an old movie every Saturday. It started at like 9 o'clock. Take 2.5 hours with the commercials. Be like an old 50s movie, Casablanca, something like that. And I, in black and white, would host it. And then the last 20 minutes of the movie, I would start a countdown until Saturday Night Live started in Lorne Michaels' office, overlooking the stage of Saturday Night Live. I said, in my head I'm saying that's the worst idea I've ever heard. But I said, did you talk to Lorne Michaels about this? He goes, no, we haven't talked to Lorne yet. I said, how long have you been in television? He goes, he was about 28 years old. I go, did anybody above you give you odds on what Lorne Michaels might say? I said, you want to use Lorne Michaels' office? 20 minutes before the show starts, I'm going to be in there. You're going to shoot black and white. I'm going to be introducing the end of Casablanca in Lorne Michaels' office. He goes, why, you think you'd have a problem with that? No. When do we start? When rehearsals? I'm back. This is money in the bank, man. There's no way this is not going to happen. He goes, and Christmas will be It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas show. I'm like, that's great. Can Lorne, it's a big office, can Lorne see where I'm shooting it from his desk? Does he know we're going to be in the office? Is he planning on him not seeing us or something? I mean, could it be someone more out of touch than that?
What was his first idea? You fucking his wife?
Lorne doesn't. Well, whose wife? The executive's wife?
No, Lawrence.
No, sorry, the executive doesn't have a wife.
We open. It's Lauren.
He had a partner.
Lauren's wife.
Yeah, no, exactly. Her. No, Lorne doesn't let the cast in his office. So that was the pitch. But before that, there was a real awkward silence. We said hello awkwardly, and I was tired. And Peter was about 450 pounds at the time. And it's a real small table. And I guess Peter didn't feel it was going well, so he wanted to break the ice. Say something that was an icebreaker. So if you're 450 pounds, there's some things you just don't say out loud, whether you think they're funny or whatever. And so it's me, the gay Jew from Scarsdale, who has that idea I haven't heard yet. I'm tired and hungover. And Peter. Which seemed like 4 days of looking at the menu. So Peter, to break the ice, yells out this sentence. I've been good all week. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to get the pancakes. Let's break. How many times on the road I couldn't sleep and I broke down that sentence. The way you study the Torah, I would write it down and break it up into like syllables. I put it into different languages. I've been good all week. What does that mean? You didn't need a UPS truck? You're 450 pounds. I've been good all week. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Like it's like he's fucking gonna, jump the Grand Canyon. I'm gonna get the pancakes. Like all of us were fucking wondering, what are you gonna get? You're not gonna get the pancakes. like you're a fucking 50-year-old guy said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go to law school. You know what? I always promise myself I do it. I got the money. I saved that. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna open up a deli at the bottom of Mount Rushmore.
Base.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna take a writing class at NYU. Those are usually the things. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna open a tanning salon with the money I have. I'm gonna sell my Hummel collection and move to Colorado.
My Hummel collection.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
They are
life-changing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna backpack through Europe, even though I'm 68 and I have diabetes now. Stuff like that. The bucket list shit. He was gonna go ahead and do it, and then the thing he was gonna go ahead and do, that he yelled out so we all knew it, was get pancakes. And he gets the pancakes, the syrup, the butter. I couldn't keep them. It was dripping. And then some of the syrup got on his shirt. Oh. And I gave him shit. I said, Pete, I'm the comedian. Like technically, I'm supposed to do shit like that. People like laugh at it because I'm the eccentric asshole. You're my manager. You represent me. Guess who scored a ticket for the Emmys? I wonder if you got pancakes at the Emmys. Can you get pancakes? He didn't own a tux. You know you're having an unsuccessful manager if he doesn't own a tuxedo. There's 4 billion award shows. He wasn't one of them. The second I left, I think he became a billionaire. He's got this big office. I went to visit him when I was in L.A. a year ago. He's got this enormous corner office in Beverly Hills. Holy shit. He's actually a really nice guy. A great guy, and he made me a lot of money. He's like, but I was his first client, so that's the kind of relationship I had with him. And I was all doped up on the air one day on Stern, and I said something stupid, and he was right. I apologized to him. But Dave Becky at 3 Arts, it was like a big deal, I guess. Called me the next day, and I went with 3 Arts. I thought that was a big deal.
Triple Arts.
Nothing happened.
Triple Arts.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Except I gave him 10% of my stand-up money. Because I rationalized, okay, they produce shows. I said, they produce shows. Maybe they'll put me on a show. Nothing. What about that? What about if like a big agency like that produced shows, Ryan? Would you do that? Would you give up 10% of the Egyptian party money?
No, I won't.
I mean, but... You know what I'm saying, Gino? Like you got, they produce a show. Like Bruce and Gray are managers. They produce The Sopranos.
But they're not going to care about me. I know that. I'm aware of that.
Why didn't I know that?
Well, because you actually...
they must have cared about you a little bit.
No, but if they...
You got heat?
No, heat.
Well, you did then,
You're
right?
If they sign you, that means they like, if they sign you, there's a chance they're going to push you.
If they sign you, they may think you might get lucky. Maybe we just want to have them under contract.
Well,
There's a guy that can sell.
It's all luck. That's the
You're
thing.
a guy that can sell, though.
It's what Colin always says, the cavalry ain't coming. Nobody cares. You really do have to... Like this audition I went on for HBO, I did it because of Apatow. I like that guy, Pete Holmes. He's a great guy, but I'm 48. He's like 15 years younger than me. I only got so many of those left in me, man.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't agree.
Yeah, I can't go to that audition with a kid 15 years younger than me. I don't care if he's a nice guy and jump around like a fucking puppet. Put me in your show, Pete.
But that's, even like that celebrity game that I was working on for New Year's Eve. Those guys were jumping around on couches, playing charades, taking pies on their face.
They're all billionaires, though. Those guy people,
And you're in the machine. You're a name. You're already branded.
Yeah, but I don't have. I'd rather have money than a name.
Well, what I'm saying is because you're already branded.
I have money too, but I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to die. I don't know. I guess I could just stop. But what the fuck else am I going to do? Am I get a regular job, or if I retire, what the fuck am I going to do? I'll end up dying. I don't have a hobby. I got a hobby, I guess.
Artie.
No, I don't know. I used to play softball, but I can't play softball anymore.
Artie presents Buns. This ain't no bakery.
They had a good softball team. When Philip Seymour Hoffman died, I realized I was the same age as him. And the cover of the New York Post, he was on the cover of the New York Post, like, the last picture he took, like for 3 straight days. I didn't need a mirror in the morning because I looked at the post and I said, that's probably what I look
Very
like.
scruffy, crazy hair.
You look like me. Every day I picked it up, I said, that's probably what I look like.
I think the photo was taken during his podcast. Pretty sure.
Podcast? Philip Seymour Hoffman? No, you didn't. What is the premise of that joke? Oh, you had a podcast.
Daddy. To the hashtag.
Before I actually want you to explain something. Chris Cotton's not here. Again, I don't know what happened with Chris Cotton. Chris stopped coming here one day. And people on Twitter think we banned him. I didn't ban him.
You did put up that sign, no blacks, at the entrance.
I
might have been me.
I didn't ban him at all. Chris comes in, and I like Chris. A lot of sandwiches.
Yeah, I'd be good.
We actually had to buy extra, yellow mustard. He was eating enough to where it was a noticeable dent.
Butter helps anything.
And I enjoyed his company. He's good on the show. He stopped coming here, and then I called him up once, and he didn't call me back, and he texted me. He goes, I'm working on something big in Philly.
Might have been getting laid.
I thought he was going to be building an addition to his house.
Philadelphia is picking up a lot of steam.
You do.
So I don't know. I think he was writing something. So I said, okay, I'll respect that. I said, but you're writing something. There's no time to come in the podcast. I said, what are you writing? The Iliad? I said, is it busy work? You copying something for somebody that's taking a lot of time? I said, did you ever go, I can't write anymore. Maybe I'll take 2 hours to be in the only thing that is technically the public eye that I'm involved with? I don't know. Maybe Chris was delusional. He thought he was going to be on my podcast and start selling out the garden.
Oh, fuck you!
But, I don't know if it was hostile. Dan, do you feel Chris was hostile about something? I didn't know you were going to walk over here for an hour. Yeah. I forgot what I asked.
I didn't think it was hostile. We just kept on asking him to come in, and then he would cancel that morning and say, I can't drive in. And
you could have yelled that.
He did that again today. He's like, well,
okay, I'm getting to that because today's extraordinary. Okay, so then he finally calls me last week, and on Twitter, people are going, why'd you ban Chris? Well, one person did it. I know, because it's the only thing he retweeted in a month and a half. I guess he took off time from working. It was a coincidence. He took the time off from writing. The one time someone happened to tweet, they missed him on the show, and he was able to retweet it. Unless he has a team watching Twitter. It can't be his wife, because she works 18 hours a day to pay for where they live. So I don't know. So then after that, he texts me. I finished writing this thing. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing. I was tired. I'm not sure what he said. Chris might have said he wrote an urban musical. Okay? He might have said that.
Delicious.
If he said that and he says it here on the air, I might lose it. There might be an awkward 18-minute gap where I laugh. So, I mean, it's 4 months and he became urban, I don't know, I guess like The Wiz, what's an example of an urban, a musical with black people in it, that's what he's saying.
Well, what's the one out now, Hamilton?
Wait, that's the one where a black guy plays Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
Pass.
Really?
Yeah, it's the hot new...
Because he got into a duel, it's like a gun thing or something?
I don't know.
How do you know this? It's playing on Broadway?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very popular right now.
My manager
You've
told
never
me.
heard of it?
No, I haven't heard of the popular black musical.
Pick up a newspaper.
Why would I do that?
Are you being sarcastic?
No, why would I know about a popular black musical?
I don't know. Why would you know The Godfather came out?
It's like
You're comparing The Godfather to Hamilton, the popular black musical?
For the last 3 months? Yeah, if you picked up, do you watch television? Do you talk to other people when you go to LOL?
I'm going to say this again. Why would I know about a popular black musical named Hamilton?
Because it's just, I don't know. Why would you know musicals
You didn't
happen?
even know it. He had to tell you what it was.
No, I said Hamilton. That's the one where he played. I explained it to him.
Okay. She went home on the Underground Railroad.
Did I not say what the musical
You're telling me they're making
You said
it-
Hamilton, I said what it was.
Right.
You're telling me they're making a musical about Rosa Parks. You got my money. But Alexander Hamilton
That's a
is a black
development.
person?
Alexander
that's a
Hamilton's a white
development.
guy.
But it's a black musical, you said.
Daddy.
A black guy plays him.
Well, already. And you're making fun of me. Someone didn't do their research.
Okay.
You know, Daddy's a little hurt.
Do you know any plays on Broadway?
What's that?
Do you know any plays that are currently on Broadway?
Yeah, what's big? Kinky Boots is big, right?
Yeah. Well, why do you know what Kinky Boots is?
Because it
This
won.
It's a
because
bigger
it
hit.
won a Grammy.
This is going to win everything. Believe me.
And you had that guy on your show from Kinky Boots when the Artie Lang show was on the air.
Okay.
Look at me. Look at me. Score, Daddy.
I don't even remember that. Who do we have on from Kinky Boots? I don't know. Dan, we had somebody on from Kinky Boots?
That lithe, muscular, handsome black fella.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I know the play.
He was
though.
actually great, though. He was great.
It's written in big letters on a theater. Do you pass by that ever?
No, I don't even know where Hamilton's playing, but now that you bring it up, I think I saw the billboard. But I don't pay a lot of attention to the musicals that are playing.
I don't either. I don't know, but this is like a big, it's in your face type news, you know. And if, as a comedian, if you just browse current events, you might have heard of it.
And this all started because Chris Cotton is writing a black musical.
Geno just didn't want to take the gay bait. He was very fearful of taking any gay
I'm
bait.
not
That's
fearful
why.
of gay bait.
No,
That's
he's
why
not-
you're
he's
like,
not
I've
worried
never
about-
even heard of it.
I won the gay contest.
He's not worried
for-
about the gay bait.
Yeah.
I think he's worried about the taking the I'm not racist bait.
I'm not worried about
You
that.
worried
bait
someone who
either.
grew up in Delaware is going to know you know about a black musical?
You're holding me back.
And Olga's going to be like, I heard you admitted you saw a nigger play. Did you see a play with niggers in it? You're out of my will.
White girl. I'm involved in her.
So anyway, Chris, yeah, so what, I don't know what it is. So Chris is going to come in today. He told us he was going to come in today. I come out. The guys are here. I said, where's Chris? Nobody, no sandwiches, no crumbs. We have a lot of mustard. And there's no enormous script. That's clearly a black musical on my coffee table. Hey, Mr. Rob.
That's great.
Let's see how long we do that for.
That's fucking great. Hey, Miz.
Phantom of the Oprah.
That's fucking great.
This is what it was like being at a Mad TV pitch meeting, though. Everything was puns. Oh, Phantom of the Oprah. You know Alexander Hamilton's story? He was like a guy who created our economy, basically.
Yeah.
And
he killed Alexander
could have been,
Burr, right? Or did Burr
Aaron
kill
Burr.
him?
Burr.
Alexander Burr.
Right
what
over
a
there.
dipshit.
Less than a mile in Weehawken. They came over here because it was room. And they had a duel, and Aaron Burr killed him. That's how he died. 1804, that.
Oh, wait, so Burr killed him.
Burr killed.
That shows my friggin' knowledge of U.S. history. Awful. I need to go see that black musical.
And in the musical, it's a Hank Aaron Burr. it's Aaron Burrhead.
Voiced by Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we'll come up with more puns, I'm sure.
I think the podcast should take a field trip to Hamilton.
Yeah, just to get up on it.
The Mall in New Jersey?
I'm trying to think of other great plays we could just ruin.
The Book of Jive.
Jersey City Boys.
That's not bad.
Jersey Boys to Men.
That's better.
Wigger on the roof.
That's blacker.
That is better.
It made me smile more.
No, I agree with you.
It's a very personal
I agree
judgment
with you.
on my
I
part.
agree with you. Everything I'm thinking of is terrible. Worse than the next.
The Lion King? Oh, wait, that's already.
The Lion.
The Lion King.
The Lion.
My mistake. That was already.
Spelled Lyin. The Lion, last king of Scotland. Did you know Idi Amin was the last king of? He was the king of Scotland. Idi Amin. Anyway, yeah. So that's but he was a brilliant guy. They wanted him to be president, and he didn't want it. He also was a big in. They wanted New York to be the capital of the country, and he knew that it would be more important for New York to be the center of finance and arts and stuff like that. And he knew that the capital would be like a very bland government-run city, and that's exactly what happened. So he it moved to Philly, and then Philly didn't want it, so he just went a little south. To that, nobody wanted to live there. It was like a malarial swamp in the spring, and DC is just ugly.
It's like that with a lot of state capitals too. That makes sense.
Yeah, Trenton. That's what he and
Albany.
He was Albany.
Harrisburg.
That municipal courthouse in Albany with the gargoyles on it. You know what I'm talking about? It's right next to the Egg Theater that I used to play when I was on Stern. Because downtown Albany it's gross, and it's like it looks like an ancient castle dungeon, dark, depressing. And Alexander Hamilton was smart enough to realize that's what the Capitol would look like. And he talked, the powers that be to not be the like everybody wanted to be. They were flattered by it. Wow, And he said, no, it's better to be like the finance capital and the capital for creativity and all that shit. It'll be a better city. And then a guy shot him.
Well, shot at him while he was doing the same, right?
Right. So Chris is not here, and I go, "What happened to Chris?" And then Dan told me, "I'm not lying." That's what Dan told me. Chris has been coming here for, I don't know. He's been doing stand-up, commuting from Philadelphia to New York for the last 6 years, he claims, and he's been coming to the podcast forever, almost a year. Today, he by mistake went through the Holland Tunnel.
I didn't even get that.
That's what he said. By mistake, he drove through. By mistake, he blew through Hoboken.
I could kind of see that happening because I did that once coming here because you go to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah, but
then you get off at the last exit. But your autopilot's like you have shows in the city.
There's an enormous sign that says Holland Tunnel, and you're going.
Not saying
you slow up for a toll.
You can almost see it. Almost.
I'd rather see Hamilton.
He was coming from Hamilton.
I almost saw Hamilton. Again, I don't know. Why I hit why plays like that I hit? It aggravates the fuck out of me because white people are afraid to say this is ridiculous. White people sit through that and go, "This is awful," and they go, "Wow, what a brave play." I guarantee there's not a white guy that like that. He says it out loud, like dopey agents. Really
refreshing.
Really great stuff. Hey, is it open bar at the party? I was at the Aspen Comedy Festival 2004. We're going up on the ski lift, me and that guy Peter, and assistant.
All right, he was on the lift with you?
Okay, Dave Becky's assistant. One of the major three arts manager's assistant. He was a classic shithead who was going to be an agent or a manager. right out of UCLA, high fived you a little too hard. Thought you were a little too funny.
Don't know what that is.
And he gets on his fucking thing. This is 2004, so wherever you have a BlackBerry, by the way. We're on the ski lift, and he goes, "Oh my God!" He goes, "What? Drake Sather killed himself." Drake, you know who Drake Sather was?
No.
Brilliant. You know Drake Sather? Remember Drake? Okay.
Name sounds familiar.
That's actually depressing, but he was a great comedian. He's a regular on Conan. Wrote for News Radio and the Larry Sanders Show. And Shandling loved him. He was real smart. Norm loved him. Norm knew his act. And that's saying a lot. Great jokes, really deadpan, like a Norm type of thing. Real low key. Not a lot of people know this. He stopped doing stand up. He got sick of stand up when when the Sanders Show came about. He started getting good money to write for TV, and he didn't want to do the road anymore. He had 5 kids, so he just gave his stand up back to Spade. Spade's first HBO special is
in stand up act. Jesus Christ!
He didn't sell it to him. He goes, "I don't want money for it. I'm sick of him."
Spade's on Marin this week.
He goes, "Take it." Is he? That'll be. Spade's a funny guy. Spade admits it. He goes, "Yeah." You guys go, "All right, Drake Sather's actor." And I say, "No money." He goes, "No." He goes, "I'm sick of doing it. I'm just gonna. What do I care? It's not making me famous."
That's so funny.
So what? The kid says Drake Sather, and he knew I knew him. I hung out with him a bunch. He was a real nice guy. To 5 kids, he went to the Century City Hotel on the Avenue of the Stars. What is that? A Hilton or a Radisson or something? The big one, like a Park, Hyatt, the Park Hyatt in Century City. Gets a fucking room instead of going home that night. To his 5 kids from writing on a sitcom. Jeez, and shot himself in the head in the fucking shower.
That was thoughtful of him.
Ugh, terrible. But here's the guy. Norm Norm told me this after the fact because people were trying to keep it hush hush because Norm was mentioning it. He wrote an 8-page suicide note.
Hey.
That is supposed to be the funniest thing ever.
Are you kidding?
He wrote it. He goofed on show business in it. He goes, I can't live in a world where, like, you know, I'm not as good as. Then he starts mentioning like writers, like.
Wow.
Like the Sex and the City writers' room. I go in there and I go, if I can't be that funny, I don't want to live in this world. He started goofing on shows, and Norm said, how fucked up was this, man? He goes, because Norm always talks about killing himself. When Hunter S. Thompson killed himself, Norm called me up at 4 a.m. He goes, hey, Art, it's Norm. Hunter S. Thompson blew his head off. All right, I'll see you. I didn't remember 6 months after. He flirts with that, like the same age Hemingway was, 60. Like that's what Hunter S. Thompson did. Self-fulfilling prophecy is bad when suicide's involved. But that's exactly what he did. So Norm said to me, he goes, could you imagine a guy being that funny? Like, if I commit suicide, I'm thinking about stealing from his note.
He'd probably just give it to you. I don't think you need to.
Yeah. I went to a seance. I junked at the Drake, and he said, nah, you take it.
Take it.
You want give your wife anything? Nah, fuck her.
So wait.
So the kid in the ski lift tells me that, and I was startled by it. Because, you know, he was a depressive guy, like a typical depressed comedian. I thought Jenny was like this, too, because I hung out with Richard Jenny a couple times. I never saw anything that... He was a depressed guy, too, but I never saw anything like he'd fucking blow his head off. Peter kind of knew him, and it was a real like human moment at the Aspen Comedy Festival. There's not many of those. And I put my head, I was like, wow. What, is it trying to adjust to the information? The kid's beeper goes off again. About, not even a minute later, the Blackberry goes, hey, the 3 Arts party is tonight. Wow. Genuinely excited. I was still thinking that Drake, you 5 kids. The 3 Arts parties tonight.
It's going to be a real blowout.
Oh my God. I don't think he even remembered telling us Drake Saylor died. I don't think he remembered because he was so excited he got an invite.
I want to read the note.
I said maybe Jake said it was going and the spot opened. That's how well you went. You imagine you read the Blackberry
gift basket?
Yeah, you read the text. Hey, out of nowhere there's a seat. For some reason you're sitting with a woman, 5 kids, and Gary Shanley.
My gift bag had a mass card in it. That's weird. It's weird.
Oh, I'm trying to get Norma. Just read it, and the note. Like the guy's lawyer showed it to him because Norm is bad. He fondly speaks of Norm and a couple other people, and I think that's what Norm told me. I don't know why Norm is Norm in it, or he's the wife mentioned that, you know, that he always said he respected Norm. Somehow Norm saw the note and told me about it, and I said I'd love a copy of that. I won't tell anybody. I just love to read it. He goes, it was really funny, man. He goes, knowing him, you know, like someone could read it and think he's not get the irony, like, you know, that he really thought Sex and the City. Like you could read it and go, wow.
He was really a tortured soul.
Well, because there was because there's assholes who worship that show who might think, wow, what a nice tribute to Sex and the City.
I really admire his last act was to shit on other people.
Oh yeah, that's a comedian, man. That's a fucking comedian. I hope his kids notice that. Dad was a fucking bitter asshole right at the end. He was a funny guy, man. On and off stage, like, you know, just says like the funniest shit on a low key. I remember I saw him on Conan, on Letterman. He did Letterman. He did the old Lettermans. That's where I first saw him, like the NBC Lettermans. He was a regular on that show. So you know, that's why it's a managers. They're like that kid is probably a manager. That was 2004. So it's what, 12 years ago? It's fucking 12 years ago.
No, it is.
That kid's a manager, I'm sure, and he's, you know, I'm sure he's just even dumber than that now. He went to the party and probably got dumber.
You don't become a manager because you have some deep moral love of people.
Yeah. No, well, maybe it's, you love yourself.
You know, you love money. You love that.
And you love the show Growing Pains.
Yes.
You want to be like it. You want to manage Alan Thicke. I grew up with growing pains. That was an executive assigned to the Norm show as a woman. She was 31 years old. Her favorite sitcom was Growing Pains. She would quote it while she was giving notes. She would tell Norm, "Did you ever see that Growing Pains?" And Norm would grab his stomach. He had an ulcer, and he went, "No, I didn't see that one." I felt so bad for me. Gave up.
That Kirk Cameron.
He yelled at the writers' room. He said, "Okay, you know what? I give up. Just give me your shit stuff to say. I'll memorize it and just fucking get me a big house like Drew Carey." They were such hacks. Oh, terrible. They came up in the sitcom world. I was telling you, they started as assistants. They never saw their jokes bomb. They were in bed by 9.
God, that's gotta be great.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking work. I heard Fred Stoller told me he was a writer on the Seinfeld show, and he told me that they turned the script, and Larry David and Seinfeld would say, "Okay, you'll get the credit for it, but just leave." Larry David and Seinfeld would lock themselves in an office for 4 days, and the script would look nothing. Like maybe the premise, maybe it was about a cup of coffee in the beginning, and there's still a cup of coffee in it or something. And he got the writer's credit. He said, "By Fred Stoller." They did that with every script. That's what you have to do. That's what will make it good. The problem is, if people have the work ethic and they're not talented, then that's even worse. We're going to lock ourselves in a room for 5 days till this is better. Well, you're not a good writer. You could argue that it's going to get way worse, the script. And usually it does. The combination of work ethic and a talent like Larry David and Seinfeld is so fucking rare. And these agents, when you get deals, they try to pretend every writer that they represent is that. They're not. They either have a brilliant talent or some sort of talent, and they don't want to be there, and they leave, or they don't show up because they got some sort of secret artist genius problem, like they kill whores, or smoke crack with a midget.
Kill the whore.
Like a guy on the Norm
Smoke
show
the
did.
crack using her skull.
And or they suck. They have no talent, and they want to write the script 24/7. It's like giving a kid a crayon. Here, ruin this. You have a development deal. They send you sitcoms to read. They would send me 30 sitcoms like a week to write samples from writers. And I realized that sitcoms is the only kind of reading that makes you dumber. Every other type of reading, if you read the back of your toothpaste tube, you'd gain some sort of knowledge. What's in it, the kind of fluoride, where it's made by you'd be a little less ignorant to toothpaste. Reading a spec script for 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, you become dumber. Einstein would be dribbling if that's all he did was read spec scripts by potential writers.
Did you ever read any of the 30 that you got? Were any of them good?
Yeah. I mean, not. Yeah. 27 would usually be bad. I'd say bad, like really, like like to me, like I can't believe it was submitted bad. And 3 of them would be, but see, I don't have that ability. Sometimes I can't tell if a script is good. Like I know jokes, Like Bill Murray liked those the scripts that those guys that. Who's the Rushmore guy, Dan? Wes Anderson. He had the ability to read a movie script and tell it was good. Like I can't do that. Like I know there's good jokes that I could tell are good, but that doesn't make a good movie. You can make a shit movie, unless you're reading Airplane or something. Like he read the script and knew it was a good. They were good writers, and the directing. Who knows what a guy's gonna do with a movie? Like a guy like Apatow, you have to trust the guy. Like that pilot with Apatow, he would. You'd have an instinct to do a scene like a comedy. You're loud. You're walking like it's a play. You're performing, and he would say, the notes are always like, no, do it less because you don't even know where the camera is now. He goes, I'm just going to add a music beat and cut here, and you realize everything I just did that I thought was funny that made the crew laugh was the direct opposite of what he wanted, because he has a vision. Some guys don't even have a vision, but that's like I'm going to put a music cut here and it's stuck. So just don't do that. Be less, and believe me, it'll be good. So you got to trust somebody with films. That's why we're spoiled with stand-up. It's just us. We're the producer, the director, wardrobe department, everything.
The writer.
The writer too.
You ever see somebody on the subway with like a huge cello, and you're just like, oh, that's got to be a nightmare. Like but
the
three
musicians
guitar
are,
things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd kill that music.
Carrying something.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm saying something different than the actual creative process of like, because a guy could carry Carrot Top has to carry a lot of shit, but it's still his vision. I'm talking about. The amount of people that could fuck up the final creative product in a TV show and a movie, especially a movie. You don't know what the director is going to do.
No.
Like even De Niro, in Goodfellas, De Niro and Pat, they all look like brilliant guys. There's one brilliant guy in that room. It's Scorsese. Like he knows. Like they just they're great at what they do. But Scorsese tells them do this, do that because he knows what it's going to look like. It's a director's medium. And how rare is a Scorsese? You could be doing a great job, and so many other people could fuck it up. And stand-up is just us, and if you get used to that, it's so frustrating. Because I'm thinking, I'm being funny. It's like, no, you're not being funny. Well, you're not in the context of this.
You think that's why Louis is good because he makes a lot of his own stuff?
Well, because Louis is an auteur. Yeah, I mean, then you have the Woody Allens of the world where Woody Allen is famous for the people in the movie don't see the whole script; they get their scenes. He doesn't want them to know it because they either want notes. He goes, I don't want, like Jennifer Tilly coming in and going, this scene is good, but the other scene that I'm not in, he goes, he doesn't want any of that. He goes, and they accept it because it's him. He really wants to know nothing about it. So they don't know what the fuck the movie is till they see it. But Louis knows the whole, I did an episode of Louis and he holds the fucking camera. Like he doesn't trust the director of photography. He tells the guy what to do and he goes, let me just do it. And, That's great. But that's a rare thing, especially with a TV show. You got to do 100 of them. You could pitch in a room. You could pitch a pilot. You could sell a pilot. That's pretty easy. But what you got to sell them is okay. Here's how we're going to do 100 of these fucking things. And sitcoms that stays good for 5-6 years. That's amazing.
Well, sitcom season's what, 13 episodes?
No, it used to be 22. Like the full season of a regular 4-camera shoot like those. Now, with cable, like Louis, 1 camera, because that takes forever. Like shot like a film. The sitcom I did with Norm and even Mad TV, except for the film parodies, you shot in front of an audience, 4 cameras that Desi Arnaz came up with. You get it all in one take, like a play. You shoot it, and then it takes not a lot of time. That was 22 episodes. But even with that, the writers had to catch up. So every 3 weeks, actors had 2 weeks off. It was the greatest. If you're the lead of it, it's a lot of work. But I was a supporting actor on a Norm show. Oh, my God. I learned my lines at the light at Sunset and Moore Park. And they changed anyway. They would change the joke. Some episodes I had 2 lines. And whether I had 2 lines, I was in the whole fucking thing. Every Friday, I got $40,000. Never had a line, Peter. Every Friday, he got $4,000.
It's a lot of pancakes.
And a cheeseburger. And a cheeseburger once a year. It was those were the days of wine and roses. They stopped giving away that. Now, it's rare. Those network shows. The network shows are not stuff a comic wants to do because they're so politically correct. But now, because of the 1 camera thing where it takes a long time, like the Apatow, it was 7 nights of shooting. It was 15-hour days, like you're on a movie. So they only do, I think HBO does 10, something like that. It's a full season. The last season of Mad Men was only 7, because they're like...
Wasn't it 2 half seasons?
Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
All right, maybe.
Yeah.
All right,
what's the big line? Winter
but you
finale.
Had to wait a year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you're right.
There was a year in between it. I remember I did a joke when The Sopranos were on. I said, The Sopranos is such a good show that I actually live healthier, so I make sure I don't die before the end. Like, I went and got a liver test for the first time in my life because I realized it was 2 years before The Sopranos finale. I said, Doc, am I going to make it till April of fucking 2009? Oh, that got big laughs.
And the money dropped too, right, for sitcoms?
Oh God, yeah.
I've had a few friends that have done sitcoms.
The days
recently.
of learning your lines at Sunset Moore Park and getting 40 G's are over.
No, they said the money's down for supporting. It's like
I said that's what I mean. It's got to be
I
down.
think it might be like $10,000 an episode.
Couldn't get me out of bed. Norm was livid. I told a joke on Conan about it. I said exactly what I made because that was the punchline. I was on Conan O'Brien, And I said, he goes, what's it like being on a sitcom? I go, that's great. I go, it's like retired work compared to stand-up. He goes, what's it like? I go, well, I go in there and like, Norm is the lead, and every week is something like this happens. I have a scene where I go in and I go to Norm. Norm, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And Norm goes, no, I'm not thinking of cheeseburgers. And then I make a really mad face. And then Friday I get $40,000. It got like a 3-minute applause break. Conan was laughing, guffawing. And then at the commercial, he said, is that the real price? I said, yeah. He goes, I think I'm going to get in trouble. He goes, I go, Norm won't care. Here's the problem. 3 people on the cast who were like, groundlings for 25 years and I got the job, were making $20,000 less a week than me. That's how they found out. So I should just tell them I made it up. But they're fucking mad.
Don't tell them you made it up.
They were groundlings.
Yeah.
They were.
Let them understand.
I said, yeah, well, you were groundlings and paying to be groundling. I was making money doing stand-up.
You were driving a cab, hustling between spots while you were just...
Well, no, but then I got working as a stand-up while they were... I started making money as a stand-up. I said, so the conclusion is, guys, I know I'm a slob, probably less talented, but what we can, surmise from all this is I have way more money than you. But they came from money. I go, where'd you go, Northwestern? I didn't. Get your father's fucking will together and just shut up. Would you come out here by yourself and get a fucking apartment? No. Daddy the dentist in fucking Oak Park gave it to you, shitface. How long? Let's take a break. All right. The first thing I got to do is, I was in there. This proves that I'm not a comedic genius. I'm actually a hack. I couldn't stop thinking of black musicals.
Yeah.
All right, so we had, for you people just tuning in, although who does that? Either listen to this or you just don't care about it. There's a musical on Broadway now called Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton is a black guy. That's all you need to hear before you go. I'd rather go to the hockey game. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's good. You saw it, Ryan?
No, I've read reviews.
It's like the New York Times probably loved it, right, and all that shit.
Everyone loved it.
Everyone. And my theory is, again, Alexander Hamilton was a guy, I think he was our first Secretary of the Treasury.
Yes.
And got killed in a duel in 1804. So guns are involved. Okay, there's a leap. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Is he a black hero? I don't know. It just makes no sense.
Well, I mean, here's a better example here is probably all the characters in this play were probably in real life slave owners and racist themselves.
Well, see, actually, that's the thing why he might be sort of a hero in the black community. I don't know if they're a community. There's communities. There's gay and black communities. There's not a fat community yet.
I think the gay black theater community.
That's a big thing.
Very big. Very big.
Well, let me tell you something. It's going to get bigger after this. So Hamilton, big hit. We all know it except Geno.
Never.
Geno knows the Charger secondary.
I do.
If they make a musical about them.
A die is out.
So
Weddle's never coming back.
Okay, so Hamilton, big hit, black musical. We started to think other black musicals. That's where we got into it. God, and we start riffing. It was like the Simpsons writers' room in here. So
O.J. Simpson.
Ready? Phantom of the Opera, mine.
Gold. I love that one.
I bet you guys might have laid back and just maybe look like the only idiot thinking of this. Does anybody else have one? I had one. I had Phantom of the Opera, and what else?
James had a good one.
I have a couple. Well, I said one before, Wigger on a Roof.
That was a good one.
I had Burglar on a Roof.
Two I thought of in the break were The Book of George Foreman and The Chicken Wing and I.
Was that bad?
The chick. How about
the chicken wing and I?
How about Don King and I? You can use King. How about this one?
I like the chicken
How about
wing
this
better.
one? Instead of Rent, I don't have the rent.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad.
That made me laugh. Because it's not a pun, you see, it's more clever. Don King and I, Burglar on the Roof is better than what was it? Wigger.
How about
Yeah, I would have had Breaking In on the Roof. I'm just too over the top. I'm breaking in through the roof because I'm black and this is a musical.
instead of hair, weave?
It's not bad. I like that. It's great. Instead of cats.
What does that mean?
Because they call each other cats.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Hey, cats.
That's a great one. More clever than funny.
What would the Little
I'll take
Mermaid
it.
be?
What was it?
The Little Mermaid. What would that
They
be?
hate water.
Oh.
The Little Ass Mermaid. That's he doesn't. Well, we don't have to have one for everyone, but how about the Little Maid? Take Mur out. Take Mur.
That's not bad at all. Dan
How
loved
about
that
just
one.
Maid? The Little Maid.
Little Maid.
Wow.
Instead of 12 angry men, 12 guilty men.
They expect this of me. They expect this of me and Geno. Ryan, you're gonna be working construction. What was your last one?
Instead of 12 guilty men. It's a spoiler alert. As soon as you walk in,
you're
they
saying-
did it.
Wait a minute. What you're saying is, not only is the defendant guilty,
The entire
12
jury.
guys on the jury are guilty of something.
Yeah, yes, that is correct.
It's because in a courthouse they don't usually find the 12 jury members guilty or innocent of anything. They're not, in fact, on trial.
Yes.
In the black version, they're on trial for something and they're all guilty.
That is, yes. So you get this. So we're on the same page.
You going all right?
Instead of waiting for Godot, it's waiting for dough.
Waiting for dough.
Waiting for
What else do they have? Jason, what the Technicolor Dreamcoat? We got
What is
something? What's that?
I'm trying to think of other big plays in history. Fiddler on the Roof.
Still like Hey Miz.
Is that what is it? Hey Miz?
That was yours. Hey Miserable.
Hey, Miserable. Hey, Miserable. What? That is terrible.
That's
That's
probably why
terrible.
it's one of my faves.
That's
That's probably
terrible.
why it's at top of my list.
Hey, Miserable. Not even close to funny.
The Odd Couple, but they're Bloods and Crips.
Oh yeah, we got to interpret that. The Bloods and Crips haven't gotten here yet. There's got to be a big play with blood in it, right?
A criminal line instead of a chorus line.
What was the? What was? Oh Jesus, that is really pushing. What is the? What is the one with the bring the deaf, the punk? You know the one I'm talking about? Like it had two words in it. Bring the
Death of a Salesman?
no,
That would just be murder.
death row of a salesman.
That's, see what you did? That's much better than Murder of a Salesman. Much better. Great.
Let me bring the music of Suge Knight. That's Fan of the Opera. Oh God, there's got to be some other ones. We'll get to it, I guess.
Wicked?
That's the same.
There you go.
Bad
there you go.
bitch.
That's a Boston musical.
Promises. They never make those.
Aladdin?
Is that a play?
Yeah.
I don't know. Delonte West Side Story.
I can't believe that's sitting there and I didn't take that.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, fell right at my. I was the last guy to get to the fumble on that one. Yeah, your effing mind?
How did we miss that?
We didn't. You nailed it.
Delonte West.
Delonte West Side Story is the best one. Fuck you. I'm not even going to see The King and Oprah. Or what was it? Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
The King
Don
and
King and I.
They did a crossover.
The irony is he's not bald. He's got that Don King hair. That's the irony of it. Again, you know, Billy Crystal is clearly a pain in the ass, but he did some funny stuff on Saturday Night Live. He just would have died after that and never got interviewed. You wouldn't know it. But he did a thing called Yul Brynner Travel Agent, and I just heard one line because it was a clip of it. I just can't. I always laugh at this. I saw it 30 years ago. He's doing Yul Brynner as a travel agent. He's got a bald head on. He picks up a phone and goes, "No, you cannot get there directly. You have to change in Atlanta." That's a fun thing to do for a living. Should put a bald hat on. Speed the Plow. That came to mind. Mm-hmm. Oh no! What are the mammoth plays like? The Glenn
Gary Glenn Ross?
Yeah, that's gonna be good for something, right?
Especially
Glenn Gary Glenn Rice.
There's four.
Because Rice sounds like Ross. Glenn Gary Glenn Rice. It rolls right off the tongue.
Gary,
You
Glenn
changed
Rice.
2 letters. Do you know who Glenn Rice is? Maybe you don't even know.
No, I'm thinking Glengarry
Hoop
Hennessy.
star.
Glenn Gary Glenn Levitt.
You don't trick Glenn Levitt.
Glenn Gary Glenn Levitt. This is This is really a bad conversation.
Glenn Gizzle.
I'm going to call from my new manager. Did you guys know the microphones were on?
No.
Anyway, you guys get the gist.
You know there's one more sitting out there that we just
Hey, we're
did
going to come up.
on the Delonte
Glenn
West
Gary,
Side
Glenn
story.
Livet.
Delonte West Side.
That is the most insulting. Like you crowbar in a liquor name. Why is that like a black thing? Because, liquor. Hello? Because no white people drink.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Malt Liquor.
Yeah, one that doesn't make any sense. Glenn Gary, Glenn Cult 45. What does that mean? Beer.
I don't like scotch.
What? I don't have the rent.
Oh my God.
I don't have the rent.
It's the most insulting thing.
That's great.
It's so insulting. Why is that one? Because, you guys say that a lot? No, there.
No? Thinking of something else.
Oh, you probably don't even call. I mean, you avoid even meeting the landlord. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Streetcar name.
Illegally blonde? No.
That's not bad.
It's
That's
not
not bad.
It's not great. We're all the bar is Delonte West Side.
Again, you guys.
I don't have the rent. It's pretty good.
That's not bad.
All right.
First of all, it's a gay. It has nothing to do with it. It's a gay play. It has nothing to do with it. We're just making it something a loser says, and because of that, we're making it a black play. It is absolutely. I have no defense for that.
Blue Man Group.
Oh God.
Yeah, but that's a.
It's on here.
Well, Black Man Group is an easy one, but
Yeah. How about Black and Blue Man Group? That's the Janae Rice story.
The color purple. Oh, right. Yeah.
Those colors look purple.
the color purple. So that's a black play, right?
Yeah, that's already done. They already did it.
Yeah, that'd be redundant to put anything on that.
Yeah.
You're a little off with the. Did you ever see that movie when Whoopi Goldberg spits in the white woman's drink, the water? Did you ever see that? Like she gets all mad.
Oh,
It's so gross because Whoopi Goldberg, I think she got the Oscar nomination just for how she spit in that. She gets up a fucking loogie that it's really Whoopi Goldberg really spits. It like lingers on her lip and like sort of slowly goes into the water, and then she brings it out to Vanessa Redgrave and she drinks it. What about Mike Tyson's one-man show, Tyson? Keep that tight. Cicely Tyson.
Mike Tyson is played by Cicely Tyson. It's all I know. That's all I know.
He's played by Cicely Tyson. I got there. I got there. And in the car with my boyfriend was Brad Pitt. That's the best fucking story ever.
Oh, what?
When he's still married to Robin Givens, and he goes to her house.
But they're separated, right?
Well, yeah, he claims, yeah.
Okay.
But they were still married technically.
I know.
And he still went over there to fuck her. Yeah, that's why he was there.
God bless him.
So he goes, I went over there to go, get, we was separated, but I went over there to get, some sex. And I get out of here, and I see a blonde guy with it was later I found out it was Brad Pitt. He wasn't known at the time. And he said, please don't strike me. First of all, no, he didn't. But he was probably scared shit. Could you imagine? Robin, I thought you said he wasn't coming.
Here's one. I got one. A child I ain't raising in the sun.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! Wow. Oh my God! I love it. Wow!
Daddy had to dig deep.
How long were you cooking that one up for? I feel like you
I'm
workshopped
sitting on a raisin in the sun when you said the color purple.
Less than 140 characters?
A child I ain't be raising in the sun. Knockout ain't be.
It's fucking great.
Child ain't be raising.
Raising that ain't my son.
Child ain't raising, he ain't my son. Who was good?
Why did you say the whole thing again?
A child I ain't raising in the sun.
Yeah. I remember from my Uncle Richard's 50th birthday. This is all we're going to talk about. Burglar on the Roof is better than Wigger.
Yeah, because it's got the glare. You need the L.
Yes, thank you.
Duh.
Thank you.
Duh. You're welcome.
I don't have the rent. That's,
Well, I mean, no one is
clean. It's just
no one is
clean.
fighting you on that.
That's a great.
No one is saying you're wrong.
I don't have
This is Rent is actually a rewrite. It used to be a play about all black people with AIDS. What was it called? I don't have the right.
It's a one act play. The check bounces. That's the act. It's a one act play.
God, that's funny. That's fucking funny. That's good stuff. Speaking of, I don't have the rent. Chris Cotton. Back to Chris Cotton.
So when we last left
Speaking of my wife pays the rent.
My wife pays the rent.
That's the Chris Cotton version of it.
That's my wife's movie.
I'm a comedian. My wife pays the rent. Okay.
We left
I'm a regular LOL. My wife pays the rent.
We left him in the Holland Tunnel, Artie.
Okay. I forgot to.
I derailed the story. I apologize. He was in the Holland Tunnel.
Okay, fine. And you're right. He okay.
By accident.
No, by mistake, he goes in the Holland Tunnel. Okay. I'm contesting that he never left Philly, and he couldn't tell us that again. And I think maybe he realized maybe he smoked accidentally. I'm not saying he does that, but maybe someone who lives in his house dips cigarettes into PCP, and maybe he accidentally smoked a Parliament that his cousin dipped into liquid angel dust. Because that's the thing. And he realized, then his cousin said, were you talking to Artie on the phone? He goes, yeah. Do you remember the conversation? It's part of it. Do you know you told him you wrote an urban musical? He goes, why you tell? He goes, because I do that. That's a side effect of liquid angel dust. You tell people you
Fuck, I'm in Wednesday. I have to write one tonight.
He goes, I'm not even in show business. I keep telling people I wrote an urban musical.
He brought it to you.
Okay. That's right. Okay.
Harvey Firestein over here.
I mean, no, exactly. But no, believe me, he thinks. Okay, I can't even get into it. I can't even fucking get into it because I don't want to insult him. Chris is a funny, talented kid. That's why he's on the podcast. It's him with Geno. Geno and Chris are funny, talented kids that I have not been able to awkwardly tell to leave for 6 months. No.
You got to try harder.
I'm sorry. No, Chris got the hint. Picture the black guy got the hint. He just stopped showing up and made up. He knew I didn't want to say it, so he just says he's writing an urban musical. I'm going to see him again. He makes believe that he went into the tunnel by mistake. He's doing me a favor. I'm avoiding that conversation. Geno apparently has not accidentally got in the tunnel yet.
Well, if he was in, then it just dawned on me. Then he was in New York. And
when he just turned around? I mean, this thing been going on for a while.
Believe me, I haven't even gotten through. This is point A of the analogy. Right. Okay. Dan said, okay, I was here when you got the phone call.
Right.
Okay. I got the phone call I got home 45 minutes before you guys got here. So about 1:15. When did you guys get here? At a little after 2 or exactly 2? Okay, 2 o'clock. 1:15 I walk in. I hear the phone ring. Dan thought it was somebody else. He sees his Cotton's number. He picks it up. Chris, I hear Dan say this. Chris, you went in the tunnel by mistake? Ha ha ha. Mm-hmm. I heard you say that.
Yeah, that's what he...
And he goes, oh, yeah, I do that a lot too. He laughs and blah, blah. Okay, well, we'll see you.
I've never done that.
So I assumed this was the other part of the conversation. Oh, I guess, it's funny. I'll just turn around and come. Because Dan, there was a pause while he was listening to Chris say something. I assumed it was that. And Dan said, okay, we'll see you. That's that's what human beings would say in that situation. So I assume I'm going to come out, and you guys and Chris Cotton will be here. I come out an hour later. Chris is not here, and Dan says, "Okay, he went into the tunnel." Did we hear anything else about him? What happened? What's the rest of the story?
He said that he parked his car. And
wait, how long after did he call you?
About 45 minutes.
Okay.
The entire time you were in there.
I want prepare questions because we're going to go over this. Okay, so 45 minutes after saying, and had he just gotten through the tunnel?
No, he said that he looked for a parking space in Greenwich Village and found one.
Why? Why would he look for a parking spot in Greenwich Village?
Because he said that he had car problems and Keith Robinson was going to find him a mechanic.
Keith Robinson?
Right.
Is going to find him a mechanic.
That's all. Keith, so what else does Keith have to do?
Wait a minute.
All-star comedian. What's he got? I'm going to find my buddy a mechanic.
Wait a minute. This is like... So at what point does he decide to bail on the pot? When does he figure out the car has problems? Why did he immediately turn around?
I don't know.
So he parks the car. He was able to park the car.
Yes.
What did he say? The problems the car was having?
He said that he felt that he was having problems on the way down here. This was in the second call, not in the first.
I'm going to. The whole point of the story is because I want to show Geno, give Geno an example of why there's a funnier version of the joke, the racist joke he made. Because this led to a racist joke that I want Geno to explain.
Oh wait! I love this joke.
Because Geno's joke that he made is more confusing
No,
to
it's
me
not. You're
than Chris going through the tunnel by mistake.
I think it's very straightforward.
All right, so
But let's get
that's the last we heard. By the way, for you people who don't go to the Comedy Cellar every night, Keith Robinson is a black comedian.
Who does not live in Greenwich Village.
Okay.
So that would mean that
and he's-
Keith would have to.
right.
Yeah.
Keith is a good guy. He's a nice guy. On a half hour's notice, not the kind of guy that will come and help you with your car.
I don't even know where he lives.
This is what he would say. He
Somewhere
goes,
in Jersey.
This is what he would say. He goes, turn your fat ass around and go to Artie's.
Yeah. Tell that bitch to fix your car.
He goes, wait, if you think we're being mean, wait till the black community hears this. Wait, what the fuck?
I think they stopped listening after the Delonte West Side storyline.
The only black listener we had got caught in a major lie and stopped listening.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, they kicked him off Twitter.
His car burst into flames.
Yeah, that's
but he was bruised everywhere.
Maybe
when my
Connor's
car
Twitter-
burst into flames, I was bruised everywhere.
I think there's a black hatred of white people or the slavery thing that they do. Maybe they on purpose lie to us. Maybe I think he makes it maybe like he calls Keith and going, you got to use the one where you say I'm going to help you. Don't use that a lot because a lot of people that's overkill. Oh wait, Artie's been around 20 years. He's heard that before. He knows I don't help motherfuckers.
Really?
The only way I'd help you is if you'd have to have your size tits, but you're a woman. You think of the logic. Keith is the most. I love Keith because he honestly is the most honest person. If you want to know, say you want to know if you really look good in a shirt, you call Keith Robinson. He will tell you. He will tell you if you look good in a shirt. If your mom says you look good in that, if your mom says you look like Jude Law, call Keith Robinson. He'll tell you if you look like Jude Law. Because man, Jude Law don't look like Jude Law anymore. So Keith would immediately say, the Keith I know would say, what the fuck what culture? Go back to Artie. Everyone's wondering, why have you not gone back to Artie?
Do you have a mechanic named Keith? Why are you calling me?
Yeah, maybe is the greatest mechanic in Manhattan also named Keith Robinson?
Is it also named Keith?
Wait a minute, it might be because
Keith Robertson is the mechanic.
No, on Twitter there's an @the mechanic Keith Robinson.
I think you're making that
No,
up.
he's actually
I don't think
the
that's
mechanic's
true.
Twitter's name is @successful Keith Robinson.
Oh, you got them both there. You got them both.
Now, his Twitter name is @the only Keith Robinson that might help Chris Connors.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Because I charge him money.
That's
Which he
successful
thought-
Keith Robinson.
How about this? The name of Chris Connors' place. I don't have the money for the car trouble. Another way you go, Chris. How much is that going to cost you? With Chris, you go, how much is that going to cost your wife? That poor woman. Wonderful woman. All right, so again, major mystery. We don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But here's what I know for sure is not going on. Somewhere in New York City, Keith Robinson is not helping Chris Cotton with his
Fixing a car in Greenwich Village.
And he's nor is he waiting at a mechanic's office for the car to get diagnosed with something. I think what really happened, he overslept because he rewrote the musical all night. Because if you're going to bring it into me, and the next step is the head of UTA's literary department, who, by the way, I can't get in to see. If I wrote Burglar on the Roof, I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in even if I came to him with this great bit about Hamilton and the black puns. Maybe with I Don't Have the Rent. Unless he's an African-American agent, then I wouldn't pitch it. But so what's going? I think he never left Philly, and he might have finally lost it and projected onto his wife in the act of delusion that she was being condescending towards him instead of nice, and killed her. I think what Keith would do is, I killed my wife. Can you help me? Keith would help with that.
Yeah. Now you're talking, bitch.
He's never helped with a car, but Keith, maybe that's code in the black community. I need help with my cars. I killed my wife.
Would make more sense.
My wife, the car. All right, so whatever. That was Keith, we're saying this, and meanwhile, Keith and Chris might be in trouble.
Really?
I mean, maybe it's an adventure they had, and Keith knew a place in Brooklyn, and it was made a couple of wrong turns, and maybe they're in trouble. We're gonna find out. Maybe it's like a Tracy Morgan accident or something, and we're the assholes. I didn't believe Tracy Morgan got into an accident for 2 months. I thought it was bullshit.
Oh.
I did. You don't know Tracy like I do. They showed me the car in the paper, said it could be anybody's. Artie Fuqua has him in the cellar for 6 months. Now it's real. Artie's giving up that MC money. And Geno still didn't get a spot.
Unbelievable.
Fuqua's not there for 6 months.
Couldn't land it. That's when they asked me.
What you'd have to do is you'd have to negotiate in the same night. That accident and William Stevenson, whoever he opened for, gets to win. All right. Let's get off the black field because I don't want to be known as that. That's not me. That's the Glenn Livet talking. That's the Glengarry Glenn Livet talking.
Glenn Maltlinger.
Glengarry Cole 45.
Hank Aaron Burr. All right. So Chris says he has car trouble. Then something about his name came up. What did you say about his name?
Who?
Because oh, I'm sorry. Then I talked about the script, and I said Chris misspelled his name.
No.
And something like that. And then you said, and then Geno said he didn't put enough G's in it.
He only put one G in the middle.
Meaning that
I thought we were doing
the joke is, so the joke is, what is the joke? So the joke is that in Chris Cotton's name is the N-word?
The N-bomb, yeah. But I
why
thought
would he have the N-word in his name?
It's because he's black. That was the whole point
Well,
of
that's
that
why
gag.
he wouldn't have it in his name.
Well, if he spelled it wrong.
What's he spelling wrong?
The N-word.
Why would it be in his name?
Because that's what he wrote instead of Cotton.
Ryan, explain this.
I don't know. I was
No,
also gonna say it the first time.
why would he do that instead of Cotton?
You do understand the whole point of comedy is you either get it or you don't. If you didn't get it, it wasn't funny.
Geno, no, you think it's funny still. You're not.
Oh, it made
again,
me-
you're doing a passive aggressive thing.
No, because it made me
Explain
giggle.
why it's funny. Why the premise is it should be a believable premise.
It's funny because it made me laugh.
Name one black guy with the N-word in his name.
Nobody.
Unless you repeated at the dinner table.
But there was none.
There's none ever in history.
That it wasn't funny.
So I have to make the leap that if you said he put one T in, I go, okay, because his name's Cotton.
That wouldn't
But that's
be funny, though.
Yeah, of course. So you don't make a joke about it. There's no funny joke about it.
Well,
you don't just make up something like the G, the G's in it.
See, I disagree with you there, but I'm not going to fight over it. Something's funny or it's
You
not.
have to be insanely racist to think that.
I don't think you have to
I
be
assume he's
insanely
talking
racist.
about the fact that the N-word is in his name.
I thought we were going with the joke when you said he had car trouble, and I said he stole the wrong car. That was the trouble.
That again, another one. It's very.
Yeah.
That's so easy.
Yeah, but I enjoyed
anybody
it.
can make that.
But again, I enjoyed it.
Anybody can make that.
Okay. Well, I made it, and I giggled.
No, here's
We weren't on the air.
Here's the smart. Here's what it can
We
be.
saved the good stuff for the air.
A
batting practice.
a secretary who went to state college in Pennsylvania, who goes out with her friends and has a few too many Long Island iced teas. She makes that joke.
Apple teenies.
Okay.
Apple
She
teenies.
makes. I stole the. A comedian does something like this. And this isn't even great, but I'd at least go, wow. Yeah, I had car trouble. Yeah, I realized it's not mine. Something like that's better. Right? What's a better joke?
Oh, it's subtler.
Go with the boss, right?
No.
I'm not here to
the
win.
The fact that you don't admit that is really sad.
Why?
It's a way better joke.
Okay, then it's a better
Any
joke.
idiot can make up that I stole.
But we're
it.
having
You
two
say-
completely different conversations.
I think we're having
We
the same
walked in to the thing, hadn't seen you guys in weeks, and we're all just joking around, and it made me giggle. What are you trying to win?
I'm not trying to win anything. I'm trying to
seems
point out
like
that
you are.
don't repeat that in front of people in show business.
I didn't. I'm in front of you three.
Well, one of us is Dan.
I pointed at Ryan.
Dan is-
See how we
Looking at
differ?
Dan.
Dan's been
What
put-
about Man of Leavenworth?
See, the only thing that saved your shit joke was that.
First of
Dan
all,
just threw you a fucking life preserver.
Well, you interrupted me.
Dan, by the way, that's
I
the
wanna talk
nicest
about
thing. That's the nicest thing
Delonte
I ever heard. Did you do that on purpose?
Yes,
Did you?
yes.
You actually thought of a worse joke.
Yeah,
I don't think that was possible.
I wanted it to be worse.
So when you said he
Dan-
spelled his name wrong, I said he spelled it with one G, just so you get that. And that made me
I
giggle.
know, but what is the premise that there's the N word is in his name?
Because he's stupid. He's a stupid black person. That was the gag. Why?
So a stupid.
Let me ask you
Wait, a
something.
stupid black person. Wait a minute. A stupid black person.
I really
so,
didn't
wait, so
miss
the
this
premise
the
is a
past
stupid
3
black
weeks.
person.
I didn't miss this
Wait,
at all.
I
When did it
get
become
where
this?
you were going with
I know, but when did it
I
become
don't.
this?
I want to know this.
When did it become this? Used to talk about fun topics and stuff.
You say this out. I can't let it go anymore.
Well-
Listen, you said, so the premise is a stupid black person,
Yes.
or any stupid person, would spell the word cotton, nigger,
Yes.
What the fuck does that even mean? You're retarded.
Okay, then it wasn't a
That's
good
the
joke.
worst joke I've ever heard.
Why is this so?
It's not even a joke.
Why is this so important to you?
Because if you keep saying that out loud in front of people that might give you a job, they're not going to give you a job.
How do I survive without you around?
You're barely surviving.
I'm barely surviving.
We have a different definition of the word survive.
Yeah, we do. We do.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
I'm getting this very. You're worried about all the wrong stuff sometimes, I think.
I couldn't let that go.
No, you didn't.
It took till the second segment to get to it.
Yeah, but I still don't feel anything was really resolved.
So you'll just do that again? You'll make that joke again?
It was the moment's gone, and once again, this isn't even the moment it occurred. You're trying to go back. Not well. We're just talking about.
There's no well way to do it. When the first part sucked, and bringing it back.
Artie, you used to be athletic. When you played baseball, didn't you have batting practice? Didn't you have infield practice where you just throw the ball around, hit the ball around? That's all I'm doing. We walk in. We're just joking around.
That makes makes me madder at you. What you just said.
Why are you mad?
That analogy that some fucking gay wad in an after-school special would make.
Did you say gay wad?
That's way better.
There's only one G in gay wad.
That's better. So cotton is spelled. There's 2 T's in cotton.
You okay?
A dumb guy wouldn't even come close to misspelling it that badly.
Good use of the adverb.
Like a black guy would make a K-O-T-T-O-M. But spelling it the N-word is extra. I mean, if you gave a dog a crayon, he'd come closer. Don't say that again. Matter of fact, we're going to cut this out.
No.
Call me later for Matareese's. Let me know what you want cut out.
I saw him. Matt was at the Eagles-Giants game this weekend.
What, you were there?
No, he sent me a text. He was there.
There's an anecdote. What is there?
I just hadn't seen him in ages. Good kid.
I want you to run that joke by him.
Why?
Just because I want to see what people think.
There's an element in comedy called timing.
There's an element in timing called paycheck. All right.
No.
Delonte West.
I never got to the element called paycheck.
And I never got to the one called timing. All right. Let's just agree to disagree and we'll move on. Neither one of us is funny. That's what we're doing.
A lot of people just said that.
Well, Dan has the balls to yell out that he's in comedy. You're delusional. None of us are in show business. We're in my kitchen. I can't let this go.
You know what? I'm stuck on. I'm trying to think of a new Man of La Mancha thing, by the way.
But wait, what is that? Man of La Mancha?
That's because it's like we're all nuts like that. Like something gets stuck in our head. I'm like, come on, Man of La Mancha.
My Man of La Mancha.
My Man of La Mancha. Motherfucker, you distracted me with the G word.
My Man of La Mancha.
And then you stuck the My Man of La Mancha.
I want to get to Delonte West in, but Dan, do you know what a Brussels Griffon is? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's a dog. It's like a Paris Hilton little dog.
A what?
A little how Paris Hilton holds those dogs.
I swear to God, I thought it was like a black musical.
You've been here when Stacy's brought her dogs, right? Stacy,
yes,
sister.
that's a Brussels Griffon.
That's a Brussels
and
Griffon.
Stacy's a girl.
I know that's a.
Okay.
Stacy's a girl.
Dan is 5.
How is your sister? Does she have a good?
My sister's fine.
I'll say.
Brussels Griffon is a dog, a little Paris Hilton dog. Dan has 5.
I had.
My contention was
You had 5 at once.
he lost 3. Martin died. Mimi was smart.
That was the dog
Mimi,
in as good as it
yeah.
gets.
Mimi died.
Mimi
Martin
died.
died.
It's the dog in as good as it gets.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As gay as it gets.
What'd you get your sister for Christmas?
Okay, so listen. For the start, I said Brussels Griffin.
What did your
I said
sister
Brussels
get you?
Griffin, and Dan corrected me and said Brussels Griffon on the way to a gig.
I bet your
And he was
sister
really
got
mad. Gino, please stop, please. It's not even close to funny. I'm telling a story. It's not the Gino Bisconti show. Save up and get a microphone. He's so mad that I talk more.
I am not.
No, dude, you actually said it out loud once. I'm sorry, I guess it's the Artie show. You said that once.
I
You
did.
said that once.
I
That's
said
like the
it
name of the show.
but I was being sarcastic.
You fucking
It was
asswipe.
right.
No, you weren't.
You've
never been sarcastic in your life.
So
You're straightforward, dude.
You think I honestly said, God damn it, what do you think? It's the Artie Lang
You
show?
said it, dude. Believe me, you said it.
Okay.
Oh, you were mad, Gino. There's no way.
I don't even care. Then I was mad. I can't even be bothered.
You're about to
with
say it
this
in your
stuff.
head because I have a story to tell. Shut the fuck up.
What is it? Your show?
Yeah.
Can I
So now,
guess what your sister got?
if a guy had one Brussels Griffon, you'd go maybe, I don't know, like, because I don't know one straight guy with one. I don't know one straight guy who knows if Brussels Griffons exist. Like, you just proved that. Ryan didn't know. Dan claims he knows a ton of people, guys with Brussels Griffons, and I asked him who has one, and he said, my friend Nancy. That's what you said, and then he went, oh my god, oh, and her husband. I guarantee her husband doesn't even know about the dog. And then we found out Dan puts jackets on the dogs. So whatever. I just don't want to make the same mistake again I made in my life.
Which was?
Because I want to be nice. If Dan tells me he's getting with that, I don't want to be an asshole like I did with the Michael Morales on the.
Who's he?
High pitch Mike.
Oh
no, no, but that's I know Dan is. I know Dan also like sports is a real paradox. He's a complicated guy. 5 Brussels Griffons. So I googled Brussels Griffons related to the Google thing. Dan, the fact that you can be that literal and ask what song was playing in this scene. I said, are gay men known for being the only type of man that has a Brussels Griffon? I was stumbling over it, and I got into this world of Brussels Griffons and gay guys. Like there's a whole thing. It's just endless on my phone. I was taking a shit. Dan, I'm not making this up. In the gay world, only bottoms get Brussels Griffons. I swear to God, it's known as as a matter of fact, a top was there. They were interviewing a top, and he said, "Do you have a Brussels Griffon?" He goes, "Please, I'm a top." So the tops get bottoms, Brussels Griffons for Christmas, the way a guy would get their girl it, and then only one. They just want one. You have 5.
They were not my dogs. They were my wife's dogs. What am I going to do?
I never Googled that. No, I just...
His wife wasn't a bottom. What?
But so how come your wife is taking care of the dogs by herself for a long time?
Right. Well, there's only 2 now because we lost 3.
So that's easy then.
Right.
The little dogs. Does she take them on a plane?
No.
All right. Do they socialize with other dogs?
They're usually... well, we have a big backyard, so she doesn't take them out all the time. But when she does walk them, they're the bigger dogs scare the Brussels Griffon.
Well, yeah, because they're little dogs.
Yeah,
little gay dogs. Are there female Brussels Griffons?
Yes, they're a female.
Or you wouldn't have any more Brussels Griffons.
Thank you, Gene.
Oh, that's right. They breed.
Did
you neuter them?
They were there before I got there. I didn't ask.
Was Martin neutered?
They were there before I got there. I don't know. I would imagine that.
I don't think he likes your line of questioning.
Was Mimi promiscuous? I'm trying to think why Mimi was thin and the other 2 were fat. Tell Geno why Mimi was smart.
Why was Mimi smart?
Because I used to. There was a dog run in a room where my tools were.
I want to hear this story.
And it was
just throws in the
heated.
tools.
And it was heated.
His tools.
And
there was my room with the pickup truck in it.
My gardening tools.
There was my room with the pickup truck and the football team in it.
If we were to have parties and the cleaning lady was there, I didn't want the dogs running around, so I put them downstars.
What party? How many parties did you have?
We had a couple.
For who?
Like a 4th of July party and,
Why were the dogs not the 4th?
Oscar party. I know you want to say Oscar party, asshole.
Tony Award.
Go ahead.
I was going to say
Go
Pride
ahead.
party. But
Ryan, I know you want to say Oscar
You
party.
definitely had an Oscar party.
No, we didn't have an
Yes,
Oscar
you did.
party.
I would think the gay thing would be a Tony Award.
He's looking at me like the word "oh."
No.
Oscar.
Because you had one and you projected.
No, I didn't.
You knew you were going to say it, you just stopped it first.
No.
What was your favorite tool?
You looked at Ryan, you said he knows I had an Oscar party.
Vice grips.
Did you have a Tony Award party?
No.
I just said that.
Well, it's like you're...
Only when rent one.
All right. I'm sorry.
So what was the point?
Just 5 is
Why was the dog smart?
Because he here's why. He wanted to get to another room. He made a jailbreak. It was the cute little thing when they left their area.
Yeah.
Dan and his wife said, "Oh, did Mimi make a jailbreak?" Would you say that to the dog? Like, did you make a jailbreak?
Yeah, I would say that. Dog.
You said
Jailbreak.
Say
Boom,
that.
boom.
Listen, Gino, you know how he talks to my sister's dog? Okay.
Yes.
So is that how you said the jailbreak? Oh, my God. There's a tape of that. Did someone get a jailbreak?
Did someone?
And how did Mimi break out of jail? And did Mimi tell you this? That's smart. You witnessed her do this. So anyway, he tells it too long. It's the tangent. She's like, sorry, we had a house. The house was really built in 1920.
It took you 2 segments to tell the Chris Cotton story.
It's insane. You're right. It did. So it wanted to get to the other area to eat with them. Mimi liked eating with them. The other dogs were fat. There were 2 that were fat. I guess Mimi was a little condescending and a little more sophisticated. She goes, I want to eat with Dan and the wife. So the Mimi runs towards the area where they have to get, and there's a little fence, a doggy fence, right? A doggy
Yes.
fence? And this represents the wall of the jail. In the jail metaphor. So Mimi can't get over the fence. It's a physical problem now, but Mimi's an intellectual. There's no ladders around. There's no whatever, no rope. And the 2 Brussels Griffons, 2 fat ones, get to the wall, and I guess they get tired because they're fat, and they just lay by the wall, and they lean up against the rest. Mimi realizes that she could step on the fat dogs and get over the fence, so that's what she did.
That's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of a metaphor of what I'm trying to do with my career.
2 fat comics, me and Chris are... The purpose of me and Chris Cotton pass out at the comedy store. Step up. All right.
I would guess your sister got you...
Let's wrap it up because Tom is there. We'll talk about the.
Did you have a nice holiday?
I want to talk about because I have a photographer here.
I texted you at Christmas. I texted you at New Year's.
You could keep talking. If you want to stay and talk, I'm going to stop the show. You want to stay and talk?
No, please.
No, this might do. What about this? I'm not joking. Do you want us to stop the show and you pretend it's your show if I leave?
I want to know what you did for Christmas.
We'll leave and you'll go like, now it's Geno's show.
I can't wait till everyone tweets
Hey,
out.
Artie! Hey, Artie! Yeah. Hey, Artie, guess what show it is now, pal?
Actually...
And then my voice is like, oh, God. Wait a minute. I just thought of the stole joke. They stole the car joke. That was funny.
Can I change? Are we going to do that?
Hey, Artie, why don't you ask me what time I'm at LOL?
If we're going to do this, I'd like to change my answer to yes.
You can. I'm saying you can.
No, I want to know what you did for
I want to
Christmas.
stop you before you get angry.
I hope you had a nice holiday.
And there's a gun incident between you and Dan.
I missed you over the holidays.
Who has a Brussels Griffon now, motherfucker?
And I did have a nice birthday. Thanks for asking.
I don't give a shit. Your birthdays would be so depressing now. Do the 5 open micers have little hats on?
Welcome to my show. How you doing, Artie?
Hey, it's Geno. Hey, Artie. You're still fat. Guess whose show it is now, bitch. Hey, Dan, by the way, Dan, I'm with you. I know a lot of dudes with Brussels Griffons.
You were so bored without me around the past month. That's what I have to believe.
As a matter of fact, I had a perfect name for a manly Brussels Griffon. Brussels Crow.
I'm done. I can't take it.
And with that, the final score, Brussels Crow. That's the new assignment. We'll just keep coming up with puns.
Hey, in the garage where I kept my tools and my hookers.
Kurt Brussels.
Kurt Brussels.
All right, fine. We're done. I'm sorry. Sure. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about Delonte West. Because I haven't got to it except for Delonte West Side Story,
which is better than anything.
Okay, I'll give you because I feel I'm being very rude right now because there's a real cool thing I've been asked to be involved with, a book, a coffee table book with comedians' pictures in it. And funny people, and the photographer Tom just shows a couple of shots he did with the great Fred Willard, and it's really interesting stuff. And he has a wardrobe for me. He has an idea that I don't know about, so it's going to be. And I'm open. I'm there, man. Anything he wants, because it's flattering to be asked to do this.
And that's going to happen tonight. By the way, he's doing the picture.
Tom, the book is hilarious. You're going to call it hilarious. This is what my agent said. And you've done a couple of these, a couple of books.
Yeah, not on comedians.
Where? Give me your website. I'll plug it real quick, and then of course I'll plug it again. But to buy, where do you get your stuff, or find out more about you, or is there a place?
Tom Gilbert,
THOM Gilbert
.net.
And again, the interesting. a cool thing. I've never been involved with something that interesting before, so I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy to see what the premise is. But tomorrow we're going to talk about. I'm trying to do this. Delonte West, for you people who don't know, was a teammate of LeBron James when he was on the Cavaliers, and there was a rumor that Delonte West, while they were teammates, both in their early 20s, had sex with LeBron James' mother. That's my favorite rumor of all time. And NBA players said it was true, but it was never really addressed. Delonte West left the league because he was bipolar, had some drug problems, maybe. You never know. I don't know.
They traded him very quickly for nothing.
Yeah. And so anyway, then it was dormant for a while. I put it in my stand-up. I was the only one talking about it. And LeBron James. My thing was like, mentally, LeBron James, how strong you have to be. If that happened, I would lose it. He got better. People wonder how to guard him. It's simple. If I were, the head coach of the other team, here's how I draw it up. When LeBron shoots, yell this mid-shot. Delonte West, fuck your mother. I'd miss every shot. Not him. He's a pro. Or he doesn't care about his mother. Or a lot of his buddies fuck his mother.
Yeah, he's got to wonder every time someone goes, "I fucked your mom." He's gonna be like, "Did you?"
Yeah.
Did what?
Think of Delonte. Think of how mentally ill Delonte West is. You're on the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're not fucking. If you're gonna fuck one of their moms, this is why he's the coolest guy ever. A pussy chooses like the second guard off the bench, the third, forward, an assistant coach, a white guy. He chose the best player maybe in the history of the game. That would have been like Steve Kerr fucking Michael Jordan's mother.
No.
That would have been like a bookie killing Michael Jordan's father. Wait, that did happen. That would be like Michael Jordan playing baseball in the middle. Now, so again, I mean, look, it's fucked up and everything. I guess in sports, teammates bang wives, girlfriends, mother. What do you say to your mom? Like again, she's not a looker either. She's not like a Lola Falana on the Love Boat. There she is. Look at her. Is that her?
She's not like Steph Curry's mom.
She looks
gorgeous.
Look at her.
Are you kidding me?
Okay? I can't describe.
No.
I can't. Remember when Kunta Kinte got whipped in the Roots? After the whipping, that's what he looks like. She looks like Kunta Kinte's back.
I was trying to check something during the break, and I said, I'm going to Google Delonte West LeBron's mother. He goes, Google Dante West Don Cheadle.
Yeah, Delonte West and players' mothers look like Don Cheadle.
That's right.
If you got stung by bees and had a bad allergic reaction. She looks like she looks like Chicken George when he was 83. The father of Kizzy. So he had to search her out. And go, he probably hated LeBron. He's probably jealous of him. I'm going to fuck your mom. Got her drunk and banged his mother.
That's right.
Wow. Unbelievable.
How do you maintain an erection through that?
I'll tell you how. You really hate LeBron James.
Or yourself.
No, but here's my the only explanation is because she was a crack.
Well,
First of all, LeBron James, you got to give it up for LeBron James is an impressive fucking human being. His mother never knew his dad. You're talking about major poverty. She was a crackhead. I mean, it's documented. Which proves it. I guess. How do you maintain? I guess he had crack.
So wear a condom.
That's how you fuck a crackhead.
Yeah, wear a condom.
I hope so. You know who's happy? The one guy didn't wear a condom. Her. No. If there's one guy you don't want wearing a condom. Guess what he had in his balls? A sea of losers in the nuts you fucking encountered. There's a lottery winner. Guess what I got in my nuts, honey? I got LeBron James. Oh, fuck. I got LeBron James. I don't have a basketball player. I got the basketball player. Somewhere in my nut tonight. I got just enough Glengarry Glen living in me.
Yes.
To maintain an erection.
Yes.
And just enough crack for you to stay up. I'm about to shoot
a kid that I ain't raising in the sun.
I'm not shooting. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not shooting a basketball. I'm shooting a Nike campaign. Okay, that's what I'm shooting. I'm shooting private jets to Maui for the rest of your fucking life. Okay. And guess what? Here's the best part of it. I'm going to leave tonight, and I'm never coming back. Oh, you'll be back? No. When he gets famous, no. Do you know how out of it? If LeBron James' real father is still alive, do you know how fucked up he must be not to have come back? He probably doesn't even know it's his dad.
Doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He's got some story. He's like, oh, I banged this ugly crackhead once.
Yeah, so true.
Oh, I'm so glad I got out of that situation.
I never knew that story. That's. I didn't know any of that.
He's not around. He's got to be dead. Or so fucked up he doesn't know the guy he watches every night from the shelter.
Maybe his dad was Michael Jordan's dad.
No, that's the maybe you're right. Maybe he shot.
Then explain it. The talent level.
Steve Jobs has a similar story.
So does Justin Bieber.
What Justin Bieber doesn't know his dad? Justin Bieber's dad, I guarantee, knows it. Just doesn't want to come back. There's no amount of money to admit that. If I was his dad, I wouldn't come back.
The mother was on drugs. The father was abusive. She was going to get an abortion. She didn't.
Oh, wow.
Didn't.
Oh, my God.
Turns out to be Justin. So now she.
Guess who wish she did?
Yeah.
Music.
She's
now his albums are abortion.
Music lovers.
She's a born again now. She's a very
born again.
Oh,
That's Tim Tebow too.
I was born again. I was born again. The first time I was born in a fucking shed in Arkansas with no heat. I was reborn at the penthouse at the Mandarin Oriental. You know what I'm shooting into? Fuck basketball. Fuck the Nike. I'm shooting any time you want a visit to the White House for 8 particular years. There's going to be 8-year period where you're allowed in the White House. Really? Why just 8 years? Well, can't get into it. I'm from the future. There's going to be a period. There's going to be a period of time where the house is white, but the guy in it is not, and you're allowed it anytime you want. What a fuck! How many guys she must have fucked on crack? But do you realize the guy before her, the guy before LeBron's dad, who she fucked, which was probably that afternoon, and the guy after LeBron's dad, that was probably 2 hours later
at breakfast.
They both probably wore rubbers because she said, "You know what? I have one guy that I can't do this. I don't want to take a chance of getting pregnant." Those guys probably had in their nuts an unemployed short order cook who hits people.
a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, a stand-up comedian.
Who's soon to be an unemployed short order cook.
Not even short order cook would be like, God bless her. You win though. You won. You won. Oh, Jesus. Geno, how much would your mom have wished your dad? Anyway,
my mother loved her.
Delonte was a guy you want to hang out with, though. I hate saying he's an asshole, but if I find out, if someone said to me, if I'm on the team, we're all 25 years old, and someone says to me, Delonte fucked somebody's mother on the team, I go, wow, that's kind of cool. He's what a cool guy. Guess who? I don't know. Like the guy who just got on the team was almost retarded. We're going to trade to Denver. No, take another guess. LeBron James. I thought he was cool. I didn't know he was the coolest guy ever. That means Delonte's the coolest guy ever. Do you not want to have a beer with that guy? All right, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. I don't want to say anything insulting. Guess what my father shot into my mother with me? No chance at the White House. No ad campaigns. Because she's going to hear comedy bits like this instead of ad campaigns. All right. But Geno's father shot his mother 2 numbers to get in touch with him. Aunt Olga's and an apartment in Washington Heights. Where one of the guys auditioning for Geico tomorrow answers.
Right. Is that show still on?
Geno, what's your plug? Come on.
The usual, dude. Check me out, GenoBiscotti.com, Twitter. Follow the videos. Pics are going great.
That's the usual. Except the last part. Things are good. Ryan, get it.
Comedy Cellar. I'm at the Comedy Cellar this weekend, and you can find me at RR Comedy.
Do yourself a favor. Go see Ryan at the comedy, doing what Geno wanted to do for the last 20 years. MC. Dan Fagalato. That's what they called him in high school, man.
What was it?
Fagalato.
Did they really?
Well, he had 5 Brussels sprouts.
What are those?
So, you know what Dan's father shot his mother?
What?
A guy with 5 Brussels sprouts.
How do I not see that coming? That's why I'm not good at this.
A guy who can't be in the room without sweating if Rick Steves is in there. And we're done.